Tyler, don't text me now.
One.
Excuse me, mighty gods. I stand here today on my own feet to ask you a simple and not complicated question at all. How did all things begin?
What? That's not a simple question.
Well, can you not share, or?
No, we can't. Never mind. Well, it all began in Ginuganag. Go.
Gesundheit.
In Ginuganag.
Was an open void, a horizon where nothing existed, no heaven nor hell.
From
In Ginuganag.
the first world rose, Muspelheim.
Muspelheim.
You just said that Jif Nincompoop was nothing. How did a world?
Hush! Muspelheim is a fiery and hot world. It sends forth sparks and glowing embers.
Then came Nilfhelm, out of the void, a world known as the Bubbling Cauldron. Nilfhelm is surrounded by 11 fast and fearsome rivers that flow into the world surrounding.
Venom came from these rivers. Venom, when fallen upon from ice, a heavy layer of ice will form, making Niflheim. Cold and harsh, the polar opposite of Muspelheim.
Before humans, there were giants. Frost giants that lived through the endless winters that came before the beginning of Earth. Ymir was the first giant. He was made from the melted foam and venom that came from Niflheim, making him fierce and pure evil.
While Ymir slept, his armpits were sweaty. From the sweat came a man and a woman.
I'm sorry, what?
Ymir became the father of all of the frost giants. Any with his blood were just as fierce and evil as him.
The gods came to exist when Adhumla licked a block of salty ice. With every lick, another inch of man was revealed.
What?
By the third day of licking this ice, a god emerged.
3 days later.
Uri, later known as the godfather of the gods.
Sorry, but can you speed up the story a little bit? I don't need to know all of that.
Bor married Besla. Besla had Odin, and Odin was the most powerful god ever. But then he died at the end of the world, and
Not that fast.
Or and Bestella had Odin, Vili, and Vi. Odin and his siblings killed Ymir. The giants and gods were not friends. Who's Vili or Vi? The bloodshed from Ymir's death drowned all the other giants except for a giant named Bergilmir.
Berglimir and his wife became the parents of the next generation of giants after they fled the scene via tree trunk.
What?
the bones, the flesh, the blood, and the hair of Ymir were used to form the earth. His bones, the mountains, his flesh, the grass, his blood, the salty seas, and his hair, the forests.
To protect folk that lived in Midgard, or the Middle Earth, Ymir's eyebrows were used to build a barrier between the giants and the folk of Midgard.
Ymir's skull made the sky and created the arch over the earth. Held up by dwarfs in four corners, Ymir's brains were the storm clouds.
Did dwarves come before humans?
Yes, dwarves came from the maggots that emerged from Ymir's rotting skin.
Ew.
Heaven and the stars, however, were not from Ymir. The gods took the blazing embers of Muspelheim and fixed them into the stars of the sky. The embers gave the light to Ginnungagap that created heaven above.
They arranged the sun and moon to circle the Earth's atmosphere. The sun travels fast to escape the wolf that chases her. The wolf chasing her? When the world comes to an end at Ragnarok, the wolf will catch the sun. Another wolf runs in front of the sun, chasing the moon.
In the end, when Ragnarok comes, the moon will be caught.
But where did humans come from?
Well, when a mommy and daddy love each other very...
Third!
Oh, yes, sorry. Humans first came about when Odin, Vili, and Ve were walking along the shore of the of the salt sea and found an ash tree and an elm tree. From the ash tree came Ask and the first man. The elm tree became Embla, the first woman.
Each god gifted the humans with a piece of them. Odin gave them blood and the breath of life. Vili gave them the understanding and power of movement. They gave them their senses. Wow. Anyways, what's a Yggdrasil?
Yggdrasil are the branches of the great ash tree that spread over the world and extended all the way to heaven. The roots supported the great ash tree among Asir, the gods in Asgard.
Odin, Vili, and Ve made Asgard. It is a stronghold for themselves in Midgard. Odin sits above all, overseeing the world and being aware of every single thing in the universe. Two ravens, Hugin meaning thought and Munin meaning memory, sit on Odin's shoulders. They fly around the world and return to Odin with the news of what they saw.
So when does Ragnarok come into play? When Ragnarok comes, Odin will open the golden bright palace of Valhalla, also known as the Hall of the Slain. Valkyries choose those of the slain that will continue to prepare for Ragnarok. Why are the slain preparing for Ragnarok? Don't they get to rest in peace?
The slain they find were destined to die as warriors. They died with dignity and for justice. They will continue to follow their fate even in their afterlife.
There are 640 doors in the Palace of Valhalla, and when Ragnarok comes, 960 warriors will leave to fight the fearsome wolf Fenrir.
But it is not just the slain warriors that will fight beside Odin and his brothers at Ragnarok.
Thor is the son of Odin, and his wife Frigg, he is the strongest god.
He has 3 mighty possessions: his hammer, Mjolnir, his belt that doubles his strength, and his iron gloves that he wears as he wields Mjolnir.
Next, there is Balder, the kindest and wisest of the gods.
There is Nord and his children. Nord makes the land and sea fertile. His son Frey controls the weather and decides when it should rain or shine. Freya, his daughter, is a goddess of love who assists people looking for guidance.
Heimdall is the watchman of the gods. He can hear every slight sound in the world and see beyond 300 miles, night or day.
Frigg, Odin's wife, is the most important goddess. She knows the fate of every being, but she doesn't reveal it. What about Loki? I thought he was a god too.
Loki may be a god, but he is the son of a giant. Evil lies in his blood. He is the father of 3 monstrous children: the wolf Fenrir, Hel, the goddess of dead, and the world serpent. He will be the enemy of the gods when Ragnarok comes.
Until Ragnarok arrives, Loki is locked in a cave.
But when 3 long winters of full bloody wars come to an end, Ragnarok will come.
The wolf Hades will catch and swallow the sun. The wolf skull will catch and swallow the moon. The giant Surt will rip heaven.
A monstrous dragon called the World Serpent will emerge from the salt sea of Midgard to venomize the sky and the sea and create tidal waves to wash over all of Midgard.
Okay. Odin will face the wolf Fenrir. Thor will challenge the world serpent. They both die at the end. Battle search.
Odin is swallowed whole by Fenrir, Odin's son Vidar, and fierce fighter will tear Fenrir's jaws apart and kill him. Thor will slay the serpent, but in the end, the poison of the serpent kills Thor too.
Heimdall. Oh my god. Heimdall and Loki kill each other, and Surt will slay the mighty Frey.
The High Ones are destroyed. But how did the world come to be after that? After it seemed to be destroyed for eternity?
The earth will someday rise out of the sea again. The daughter of the sun will travel the paths left by her mother and bring heaven back to life.
That concludes our tale. Oh. What?